What's happening, good people? Welcome to Where's His Watch Room. So, I'm actually going to be doing a bit of a positive video. I don't know if you've seen my previous sort of style of this, where I talked about the watch I regret buying most. Well, in this one I'm going to talk about the watches that I really do like, and one piece of technology that I really do like as well. And obviously by the title, you know what that is. So I'm going to talk why I like solar quartz movements, even more than regular quartz movements. And I would say these ones are on par with sweeping quartz in terms of how much I actually like them. But I think these are more useful than a sweeping quartz. Even though sweeping quartz is really cool, I still think these are great as well. So I've got I've actually got 4 solar watches. One of them is not going to be staying around for too long, and you'll come to find out soon why. But yeah, 2 of them, or 3, depending on how I feel, are going to be staying. So I have 2 Citizens, a Casio and a Casio Edifice and a Casio G-Shock. The only one I'm missing is Seiko. I've not got a Seiko Solar, so I might have to see about getting one of them in at some point as well. But yeah, so I'm going to just talk why I like solar movement so much, and it actually started with this one. So this is the watch I've had longest in my collection. It's well over 10 years now. So I got this for my birthday many moons ago, and it's, you know, been a strong, you know, watch for the past, you know, like over 10 years. Now, when did I replace the capacitor? About 6 months ago, I replaced the capacitor in this, which is something a solar quartz movement has. But yeah, that's really impressive. 10 years. 10 years it lasted. Well, in fact, over 10 years it lasted before it needed a capacitor. And that is one big benefit of these watches. Now, if you look at a traditional quartz, which, do I have a traditional quartz? Oh, I do, yeah. So this is a traditional quartz. Battery life around 3 years. So yeah, 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 4, sometimes 5, depending on the movement itself. But with these, they last so much longer. And that's one of the big reasons why I like them so much. They just last and last and last. Like I said, this one, over 10 years before it needed any sort of tinkering with. And by that, I mean a capacitor change. Now, the one downside of this is the capacitors are a little bit more expensive than a battery. And also, they're a little bit harder to install than a battery as well. Now, this one, you know, went pretty smoothly, I'm going to say. It wasn't too bad. But I've never replaced one in a Casio or a dive watch either. So I'm not sure if it's going to be, you know, the same sort of situation there. But yeah, they just, I don't know, I just really do like these watches. And this one is my latest acquisition, the Casio G-Shock Solar. Now, I did have a 5600 a while back. I got rid of it though, because I wanted something a little bit better. So I upgraded. So I've got this one, which has Bluetooth and solar as well. And I really like it. I love, you know, the metallic blue, and yeah, it's just such a cool watch, and solar as well. So you can just see, where does it say, tough solar on the screen. It's just so cool. I mean, just look at that metallic blue. It's awesome. It's so awesome. This one is another new one, but this is not going to be sticking around for too long, even though I really do like it and I don't want to, you know, part ways with it, but it is. But yeah, this is such an awesome watch as well, and solar. And there are reasons why I tend to prefer Citizens over any others. I think Citizen just sort of hide their solar tech a little bit better. Now, if you don't know, you know, you're not too up to speed on solar tech, then, you know, there's plenty of stuff online. But what Citizen have done is, you know, made it impossible to tell that a watch is solar unless it actually says. So this is an Eco Drive, which is their solar movement. But if I were to take the Eco Drive off the dial and, you know, show it you like it is, would you even be able to tell that it was a solar movement? No. And I think that's where Citizen really is ahead of the game. Now, if you take a look at this Casio, you know, at first glance, without reading the text, you can't really tell it's solar either. But if you actually get the watch at a certain angle, I don't know if you can see it, I'll pop up some, you know, some B-roll shots, but you can actually see the solar cell through the dial. Now, I think that's pretty cool because I like the technology and I don't mind that you can see it, but I know some people it would probably put off. But Casio just haven't found a way to hide it as good as Citizen. Again, if you look at this, don't be a douche, focus. There we go. So yeah, you can't tell that it's solar. I mean, you can't see through the dial like you can with the Casio, and you just wouldn't know that it was a Solar Quartz movement. And it's incredible. I mean, obviously, Citizen have been in the Eco Drive solar game a lot longer than Casio and Seiko as well. I think they were one of the sort of first, or if not the first company to do these sort of movements. I could be wrong, you know, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that's why they've got a big advantage over, you know, the other brands that do it. There's other watches that do it as well. There's, I had one on the channel, I think it was it an Accurist? That used an Epson quartz movement, which was solar. Yeah, it was the 7415. So that review's on the channel as well, and that was solar, but again that had the same problem as the Ediface. You could actually see the solar cell. Again, not an issue for me because I like it. I think it's really cool that you can see it, but for some I can understand why they'd not want to. And then, you know, this is again, you know, a big step forward because you can't tell this is solar either. And to be honest, I thought it was a little bit broken when I got it because you know, it kept flashing an error at me. And I'm like, well, where does it charge? I can't see, you know, anywhere. So I just popped it in window and it worked. It was fine. So, yeah. So they are, you know, making big improvements, Casio, but they are still a bit of a ways behind Citizen. I think Seiko are a little bit closer to Citizen, but they're still not on the same level. And these are definitely the kings of solar. I'm not fussed what anyone else says. These make the best solar movements, just hands down. You know, that's just, well, my opinion, but my opinion is right. So yeah, feel free to argue if you want, but yeah, in my opinion, you know, you can't beat Citizen yet. They still make the best solar, but yeah, the reason why I like them is because, well, they're far less hassle than a traditional quartz. You know, you're not having to change the battery every few years. And also, I just think the technology is really cool. I mean, I think more things should be solar charged, in my opinion. So why not watches? I mean, if they can do a watch that's, you know, solar charged, then why can't they do other things as well? And I know you can do other stuff. There's like solar calculators, which are, you know, really cool too. I've got one somewhere. I don't know where it is. I'm not digging it out though. But yeah, I've got a solar calculator there. But yeah, it's just a cool technology. I mean, I don't fully understand how it all works. I know there's, you know, there's like these photovoltaic cells and little convertery things that convert that into energy, which then gets stored in the capacitor. The capacitor then releases it into the movement to move everything. But yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But yeah, I definitely think it's so cool, especially, you know, compared to a traditional quartz that's just a little bit boring. These have got a little bit more character to them. I mean, yes, it's still a quartz movement, but it's just got more about it. And I think the only cooler movements than these that are quartz are the spring drive, what Seiko do, what Grand Seiko do. That is probably the only movement in my eyes that is cooler than solar, is what they're doing. But that's just like next level insane. These, you know, solar, you can pick them up like dirt cheap. Grand Seiko, not so much. You know, you're not going to find, you know, a spring drive movement in a watch costing, you know, 100 quid. It's not going to happen. You know, even 500 quid, you're not gonna see one. And I think baseline is, you know, is a grand plus for a you know, proper spring drive movement, which, you know, again, different topic. Don't have a Grand Seiko, so I can't really go into it. But yeah, they are seriously cool. But so is this, and it's affordable too, which is another big plus. And I think, you know, they just take the hassle out of quartzes. I know quartzes aren't much hassle anyway compared to, say, an automatic or mechanical, but it just makes them even less hassle, because all that you do is every now and then pop it in the sun, charge it up, and boom, you know, you've got another, you know, 4, 5, 6 months. You know, you can put it in a drawer and it'll still be working. Yes, a traditional quartz will still work if you put it in a drawer. But once that's died, you know, you've got to faff about taking the case back off, putting a new battery in this, pop it in the sun for an hour, and it's fine. It's up and working again. Get it set, and boom, done. It is seriously cool technology, and I really wish, you know, more companies would, you know, go to Seiko and Citizen and start using more solar movements in their watches, especially chronographs as well. And you know what would really be cool? I know this is like wishful thinking. If they could somehow do a sweeping solar quartz, that would just be insanely cool if someone could do that. I don't know if it's like possible, if, you know, the solar tech can provide enough power to do that for a sweeping quartz, but that would be seriously awesome if they could do that. Anyway, guys, I am just rambling on, and I'm not going to keep rambling on. So anyway, guys, yeah, that's why I love solar technology, because it's cool, it's accessible, it's affordable, and it's useful. So yeah, guys, yeah, a bit of a weird one today, but thank you for bearing with me and listening to my ramblings. You know, you said you wanted waffle, so there you go. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. If you want to see more content on the channel, click the links you can see right now. Like the video if you enjoyed it, hit that bell so you don't miss any future content, and of course, feel free to subscribe if you want to stay in touch with the channel. Thanks very much. Have a good one.